My name is Andrea Jones. My channel is telling about my little boy being stolen by his grandmother to rape him and my pregnancy being starved. I have dozens of YouTube platforms as well as other social media networks where I am putting out the information about my children being abused here in America, where I have gained a very powerful social media presence here in the United States of America. This is an area here in Houston, Texas, the Galleria area, where they were abusing my pregnancy while I was putting out the information about my children being abused, about their father, Austin Meador, raping my little boy with the KKK and having the KKK trying to starve our other baby to death that is alive in my womb. God is saying that I have a $250 million lawsuit about my children being abused here in America. This area, Airline and Gulf Freeway, they were also abusing my pregnancy, starving me, and trying to cover up raping my child. This is another area, South Braeswood Boulevard, where they were starving me, trying to cover up raping my child. The West Chase neighborhood is another area here in Houston, Texas, where they were starving me and trying to cover up them raping my child with the KKK. Upper Kirby and Willowbrook area is another area where they were trying to abuse me pregnant. The West Chase area I was frequenting, and they have a very large operation going on with the Galleria area where I am back over here right now, and they have been severely starving my pregnancy and desperately trying to cover up my child's father raping my little boy. Fondren Road is the area where I was forced to flee, where I had released most of my recent information on my social media platforms showing the baby kicking alive in me and telling about information about a male named Kiari Cephas that is involved with them abusing my pregnancy. There are other people here in the country that have fame that are trying to set my children up to be murdered with the Ku Klux Klan. After fleeing Fondren Road, I was forced to go to Little York Road, where I was releasing information about the women that are calling themselves witches here in America that are jealous of me, that are trying to help the Ku Klux Klan get away with raping my little boy to death. Beyonce Knowles, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and they are trying to help them abuse my pregnancy, where they're trying to stop me from getting medical care and winning a lawsuit. JT from City Girls, they are also trying to steal business ideas. City Girls, Young Miami, Ashanti, where God has businesses for me, and I told about it on social media, and they're trying to steal all of my business ideas. Mulatto, Tia Mowry, these women were involved with me being abused in a jail cell. Portia Williams, pregnant. Saweetie, saying that they were letting white men rape my baby to death. Sierra, with black males, inmates. Janae Aiko, saying they were letting drug dealers rape my little boy to death. Kay Michelle, saying that I hurt a white person in self-defense. Hennessy, Carolina, I was not guilty of the charges. Monica Arnold, Mama D, I was released on all of the charges with the baby alive in me. Sierra Gates, and they are trying to cover up that they said they were letting men rape my child. Ari Fletcher, and they are trying to cover up that I am pregnant with the baby alive in me. Glorilla and Christian Rock, they're trying to let them abuse my baby to death and trying to set me up to be murdered. Now, I saw in the spirit that this male has some sort of outbreaks, which I believe could be a herpes infection. Kim Kardashian, and I need to go into some details. Khloe Kardashian, these are more witches, Kris Jenner, that are involved with setting me up. Madonna, they're trying to have me stranded. Ariana Grande, with nowhere to go and no food. Bella Hadid, and ultimately set me up to be murdered, Megan Thee Stallion, with the Ku Klux Klan, Tisha Campbell, because they can't cover up somebody raping my baby, Lil Kim, and they cannot cover up that I have a baby alive in me, Missy Elliott. So if they were to try to kill the baby, Mariah Carey, then they would try to X me out too, Jennifer Lopez, because they could not cover up that type of information. Tyra Banks, you can't cover up a dead baby and a woman. Carrie Hilson, and you can't cover up raping her baby to death. Kelly Rowland, that mother is going to continue to want to know where her child is. Michelle Williams, which is why they need to try to set me up to be killed. Solange Knowles, and they do not want me to win the $250 million lawsuit. Natalie Portman, I do not have a lawyer. Yandy Smith, and I've been seeing a lot of them in the spirit, and they are surrounding me, having gangs. Tamika Harris around me, trying to stop me from sleeping. Chloe Bailey, so they could try to stop me from knowing who all is involved with setting me up. Halle Bailey, they have me sleeping outside on bus stops and letting gangs surround me. Leanne Lyons denying me into women's shelters and denying me medical care in hospitals, lying about my pregnancy. Taraji P. Henson, and they have CPS involved, Angela Yee, to help the Ku Klux Klan lie about raping my child. Gwen Stefani, they have the Houston Police Department involved, Jamie Lee Curtis, to try to help them set me up to be murdered. Halle Berry to cover up the KKK raping my child and abusing my pregnancy. I'm going to go into some details about some videos that were released on Fondren Road, my last videos before I was forced to flee Fondren Road. They were trying to have black men get violent with me as they were forcing me to sleep at a bus stop. I had released a video showing that Offset had wanted to be the father of the baby, but he's married to Cardi B. The father is Austin Meador, a white male, but the country had been abusing the baby. Even though Offset is still continuously trying to set me up with them, it's like he doesn't know what he wants to do. So Jamie Lee Curtis got involved, and I had to basically stand up for myself against Jamie Lee Curtis. And then I had to release a movie called the Andrea Jones and Offset movie, which is a nonprofit movie explaining the things that have been happening between a male named Offset and I in the spirit, as the Ku Klux Klan has been abusing me and my children in the country. So he is trying to set me up with them to pretend like he does not know who I am or know about my case, and then try to allow them to just set us up to be murdered. And I released these videos. I'm inside of 3956 Little York. It was a restaurant, and I said they're trying to set my children and I up to be murdered. I don't know if my little boy is alive that they said they were raping to death with the KKK, but the baby that I am carrying is still alive. And I released another video of pages of license plate numbers, and the one that showed where I am inside of this location, I told about Cardi B and Offset trying to set me up to be murdered, because Cardi B and Offset took an oath to cover their eye, which is the spiritual eye of God, to not tell the truth, that they know what's going on with me in the spirit and them trying to set me up. And then they're just going along with an oath that they took to the Illuminati, which is the KKK, to allow white hate groups to set me and my children up to be murdered, and then try to pretend like they don't know who I am. I fell in love with Offset in the spirit, but Cardi B is light skinned and she already has her millions of dollars. So he is allowing the Ku Klux Klan to try to set me up to be murdered about that as well, with black people, due to the fact that Cardi B wants to have a certain type of image with her marriage in the media. So I left Little York Road last night around like 9, almost 10 o'clock, and I went downtown and I spoke with a black male that was acting like he was very pro-black. I hope that it was genuine, and I got on a bus to come to the Galleria area. When I got here to the Galleria area, I went to sleep at a bus stop. So I had to beg and ask for food around the Little York area before I came back to the Galleria area. They were surrounding me with vehicles swarming around me, speeding, trying to stop me from sleeping at the bus stop because they did not want me to be able to hear from the Holy Spirit. They are trying to abuse me and my children, and it is not of God. They do not want the Holy Spirit to help me at all. I have been revealing what God has been showing me in the Spirit about people setting us up to be murdered, to where they do not even want me to be able to sleep properly, which is why I'm sleeping at a bus stop with people swarming around. So I'm going to tell you what I was able to see in the Spirit. So today is August 14th, 2023. It is 3:46 p.m. I was sleeping at a bus stop here in the Galleria area, and I slept okay through the night, but I did not recall really seeing much. I was very tired, and there were not that many cars out, but my body was really tired. So this morning I was still asleep, and people started realizing that I was there, and they were swarming, making a lot of noise, trying to wake me up, coming out with all kind of leaf blowers and anything they could do to try to awake me from my sleep. I recall that there was a black male who had given me some knowledge and wisdom in the Spirit. He spoke to me and he said, "Do not lose the knowledge." I had explained that what these women are doing who are involved with setting me up outside of women's shelters. They're setting me up not to have employment. They are setting me up not to have any resources in the country, including the rights that I have to medical care for a baby for the Ku Klux Klan, for white hate groups. So I was explaining that these women are jealous, but that they are also serving the lower entity, which is the adversary of God. His name, I am not supposed to speak, but his name is Satan. His name is the devil. His name is the ancient serpent, the dragon, and the beast of Revelations that is going to be destroyed in the lake of burning sulfur. And I am a child of God. I am a daughter of Jehovah and Jesus Christ, the King of all kings. So I know who I serve. And they were making my head hurt as they were swarming past me. So they're trying to wake me from my dreams so that when the Holy Spirit is communicating, that they will hurry and wake me out of my sleep. And they're trying to abuse me mentally while I am asleep, and trying to set me up to be murdered with a baby and me in front of the entire country. And they don't want me to have any help or direction from God while they are trying to abuse me. So I heard this song by Miguel, and I'm going to look up the lyrics. I know that the song was not from Offset. In the movie, the Andrea Jones and Offset movie, I did have a lot of love songs between me and Offset, but he decided that he was going to sell me out for the lower entity that he had already been serving, the devil. And this love song, I don't believe was from him, but I believe that it was from God, from my Father. Okay, so some of y'all may think that this is weird, but I mentioned in the movie, the Andrea Jones and Offset movie, that I have love songs from my Father. He is my first love. He is the one that taught me that I was beautiful. He is the one that showed me how a man is supposed to love me and treat me. He is my everything, my mother, father, sister, brother, friend. So I'm going to go into these lyrics now. The lyrics start off by saying, "These lips can't wait to taste your skin, and these eyes can't wait to see your grin. Let my love adorn you." So as I was asleep and they were swarming around, vroom, 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 trying to wake me up. So as I'm having a dream and I know that God is fighting for me, somebody comes speeding past the bus stop in a very loud car, vroom, knowing that I'm asleep and they're doing it on purpose. They're being wicked. They do not want me to be able to see anything in the spirit anymore. So they are taking advantage of my vulnerability and forcing me to be outside so that they can do that. And I woke up like, I can't remember, God. I can't remember. I know you were fighting for me, but I can't remember what I saw. You know, they're so loud, and it's mental abuse. And so I just remember this love song as my head was hurting because of all of the loud engines and the cars. And I just heard, let my love adorn you. You gotta know that I adore you. Yeah, baby. So the lyrics say, baby, these fists will always protect you. Lady, this mine, oh, will never neglect you. And I heard this as I was asleep. They stay trying to bring us down, but don't let that affect us. No, baby. You just gotta let my love adorn you. And I heard it, just let my love adorn you. And these people are Satanists. They told me that they denounced Jesus. They told me that they denounced Jehovah. They told me that they were racist against my skin color and my hair. And God is the one that has been taken up for me about my skin and my hair. And he is the one that told me and showed me that I was made in his image and that I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of the way that I look, that this is the way that I want to look because I want to look like my father. And so as I was waking up, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I hear another love song. And I was like, I wonder if it was from Offset. But I thought about the lyrics and it said, the same way that the stars adorn the skies. I remembered that part and I was like, oh, well, I heard another part. It said, as I was asleep, it said, love never looks so good. And I was like, thinking about this love, that never looks so good. And so the lyrics say, oh, look up, sugar, the same way that the whole world's in your eyes. That this time now. And it says, let my love adorn you, baby. Let it dress you down. I heard that as I was asleep and waking up. It says, you gotta know, baby. Oh, you gotta know that I adore you. Oh, love ain't never looked so good. On you, put it on, baby. Let my love adorn you. So as I was waking up, I was just like, well, I know I've been in love with Offset, and I know that I have been trying to get him to reciprocate that back to me, but I wasn't sure of where all of this love was coming from to me. And this song is written by Miguel, and it looks like a little biography of who he is as a writer and singer. I need to go into some more details about what God revealed to me about Offset. This is how I know that the love song was probably not from him. So it's very disappointing, but I fell back to sleep at the bus stop. I ate a burrito that I had got from Little York that night before. Then I laid back down. I went to sleep. I thought about the wisdom that the black male had given me on the bus. Then I was able to fall back to sleep. As I was asleep, the sun started shining really, really bright. I believe that the sun does have a lot of healing and spiritual qualities. I was able to see deeper into the spirit realm and connect stronger with the spirits as I was sleeping under the sun. it's not really healthy to sleep under the sun for a long time, but I do believe that the rays can kind of break through and overpower the lower satanic energy that was trying to keep me from remembering what I saw while I was connected in the spirit to God. While I was asleep, I recall being naked, where I did not have on any clothing in the spirit. And I was running around. I was smiling, and other people were smiling, and I started covering my breast as if I needed to hurry and find clothing. There was a man, and there were women. I believe they started telling me that there was a man that was doing a music video. Let me try to see if I can find some information on this. I need to give you all some information before I continue this video about the exact location I am in and something that a Ku Klux Klan member just tried to do inside of the location. So I am inside of a Jack in the Box with my cell phone plugged to the charger in the wall. I have my back propped up in a booth, and I have been eating food here. So as I was making this video, around like 9 minutes and 53 seconds into the video, you will hear a white male start trying to talk very loud in the background. He had came inside of the establishment with a heavyset white female, and he started trying to make noise when I said that I had came to this area last night. So they're trying to murder me out of every area where I go to, and then they're trying to all cover it up. So he started trying to talk loud, and then they came and sat in the booth right in front of me, and there are open seats around the entire restaurant where it's pretty much empty. Then he was trying to sit in my mouth and listen, and he held his head down when I said that they were trying to set me up for a lower entity, and I do not like to say his name, but it is Satan. So he knows that they are devil worshiping and trying to set me up for the Ku Klux Klan. So as I was getting the information that I was about to finish recording in this video, he started telling the staff that he wanted the number to corporate, and he was being belligerent with the staff, even threatening to go behind the counter. The staff pretty much kept it cordial with him, and he got mad and started yelling, then stormed out of the restaurant saying, "This is not a hotel where they do not want me to be able to have anywhere to sit and charge my phone. And they are trying to run me out of areas where there are public libraries, where they are trying to have me staged outside where they can just try to set us up to be murdered and abuse my pregnancy." There was an artist, a male artist, that was shooting videos, and God did not say that his name was Offset. He said another name, but I don't want to reveal what the name was. But they were trying to equate this male artist to Biggie Smalls. And the Holy Spirit said, no, it is a difference between this male and Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls is Biggie Smalls. He ain't no Biggie Smalls. So I recall feeling some sort of betrayal because the Holy Spirit was showing me, like, y'all shooting videos while people are abusing her, and you're not telling her the moves that you're making. So I don't know why it would be my business why this person is shooting videos and not telling me, but that's why I don't want to reveal the name of the person yet. So I went onto the video set, and there were crowds of people, and they were looking at me as if they were betraying me, as if they were devil worshiping, as if they were trying to set me up to not be able to win my lawsuit. Like they were trying to set me up to be starved. I'll just go ahead and tell you. His name was Big Boy. And it was Big Boy from Outkast. I don't know why the Holy Spirit would say something about it, but the Holy Spirit showed me people trying to have me running around with no clothes on. And the Holy Spirit was like, y'all trying to shoot music videos, and then y'all trying to have me running around butt naked somewhere. Y'all want me somewhere running around naked. And God was showing me that they wanted to set me up so bad to where they wanted me to be running around naked. I had just saw a woman downtown yesterday when I was fleeing to Little York from Fondren Road, and they had her downtown with a t-shirt on. And she was screaming and crying and running up to people, asking people for dollars. And her behind was out and her vagina was out. And I was like, the mayor needs to be fired of Houston for allowing that. And for me to see that in the spirit this morning, once I came back to the Galleria, I was posting a video showing that they were trying to murder me, and posting a video showing that they were making me ask them for food pregnant and that they were setting me up. But for me to see in the spirit that people that are out shooting music videos and they're celebrating, from what the Holy Spirit is showing me, they're celebrating people hurting you and thinking they're doing it big. And then they want you running around naked with no clothes on somewhere. I'm like, oh, so they think that they will have me running around screaming, crying to people, butt naked. And the Holy Spirit was like, without a shirt on, without no shoes on, without no panties, butt naked, running around pregnant and screaming. So I've been asking people to help me with money for food. I'll say, excuse me, I'm pregnant. Would you help us get something to eat, please? But the woman downtown was running up to people saying, can I get $1? You got $1? You got $1? And she was naked. So they have been trying to pay me out as a drug addict for the Ku Klux Klan, and I'm not on drugs. But if you were to have a woman running around screaming naked and she's actually pregnant, being abused, and she's asking you for food, then you're trying to make her look like a drug addict. My body looked very youthful, and the Holy Spirit had me smiling and laughing about what they were trying to do, and I just ran and put on a little bodysuit. I ran to the clothes holding my titties, and people were laughing because the Holy Spirit was pretty much showing me this is how they really trying to do you from these bus stops. They want to do you so bad to where they think they can drive you crazy and have you running around butt naked. So the Holy Spirit showed me putting on clothes. And then I spoke to a woman and I asked her, I said, can you help me to get some food? And she was like, no, I can't help you. And there was a woman that called me a queen. I was like, okay, friend. And she was like, okay, queen, this another woman. So I need to explain to y'all this video clip about Offset, a rapper named Offset, calling me whores and nasty derogatory terms in music that he released last year. And this was why the KKK said they were raping my child, and God called me a queen. So he has been trying to belittle me in front of the country for the KKK, and he is a black male, and I'm a black female, and he knows that I am of God and that God is on my side, but he's serving this lower entity, the devil. So I explained that they had brought me to Fondren Road to an apartment, and this is the Andrea and Offset movie. And it's non-profit, but it explains that they brought me into an apartment with another black male named Jamal Summers and another black male named Herman Schneckenberg, and they were in there trying to starve my pregnancy for the KKK with the entire neighborhood. It explained that Cardi B and Offset were involved. that they had stolen my EBT card when I sent it to the address and put me out of the location without my EBT card and a lot of information. And when I went back and looked at the part of the video where I told that I was a queen, they have made me flee from that area after I was homeless in the area, surviving and getting people to help me with food while releasing videos of the baby alive in me. So as I have showed y'all all of these areas where they have been trying to abuse my baby to death with the Ku Klux Klan, then I believe that is a very good piece of evidence and information about the fact that y'all just ran her from another area, from Little York, from Fondren, and then she's telling in the areas that you're doing it on videos and you're continuing to do it because you think that you can get away with it with the Ku Klux Klan, which is why I believe the KKK member was trying to get very loud when I was saying in the video that they just had me come to this area last night. So they're trying to murder me out of every area where I am. They're doing it over here and starving me where I'm about to have to go around and ask for food. And the Holy Spirit is showing me they are trying to have her running around with no clothes on, starving her, trying to act like she's a drug addict or some mental patient or a prostitute because they were raping her baby with the KKK and abusing her baby, and she is pregnant with a $250 million lawsuit. The reason why I believe that it has something to do with Offset is because someone asked about the rapper, and I said, I do not communicate with him. We don't communicate. We're not communicating. And I had a phone, but it was like the Holy Spirit was emphasizing that someone could call my phone. My cell phone is off. But if my cell phone was on, anybody could call me and reach out to me to communicate with me as I'm releasing these videos on social media. So I'm actually eating some tacos right now at Jack in the Box. I had some breakfast. I had some tacos. These are actually the tacos I was eating when my tooth chipped. These things are kind of hard, the shell, but they're really good. Now, the thing is, in the spirit, I had asked a woman if she would help us with food, and she was saying no, that she was going to go with the rest of the devil worshippers to sell me out. And I even believe she worked in medical. And she was like, basically, God is going to do something very special in your life. That there have been people that have been protecting you because they knew what God was going to do through you for many, many, many years. I'm not a devil worshiper, but now I'm starting to understand that people have been doing this for a long time. When they realize that you're not a devil worshiper and that you are of God, some of them may understand that God is going to do something through that individual in the future. So I saw all of these people basically selling me out, and it was revealed to me that there is something that is predestined that Jesus Christ and Jehovah are about to do in my life. That when God called me a queen, that he meant it. After that, the Holy Spirit just said that I'm going to get something to eat. And that despite everybody trying to sell me out and get clout off of me being abused, trying to promote themselves at concerts and music videos, that I am going to get something to eat. Showing me that my God is faithful to me. that I am pregnant, that it is wrong to starve me, and that I don't have to pay attention to the shenanigans, that I can just go and get the food. I am currently by the Galleria area in Houston, Texas, and I am walking around pregnant with them following me on foot trying to starve my pregnancy. I do music. I sing, I rap, I write music, and I am an actress. I also dance. So that would let you all know what the correlation is between me and a lot of these other artists. The fact that so many people are worshiping the devil in the music industry, it makes me an object of mockery. But I remember the song Adorn, and it said, "Let my love adorn you." They stay trying to bring us down, but don't let that affect us. And I know that it was God.